Alexander Titov is a Russia Affairs analyst and lecturer at Queen's University Belfast. He joins us live from Belfast. Alexander, thanks for being with us today. So, based on what the two sides have said heading into this meeting in Abu Dhabi, do you think that this issue of territory is going to be resolved?
No, I don't think so. I don't think neither side in anywhere near kind of desperate enough situation to accept other sides' terms on this. Ukraine is obviously a very precarious situation, particularly because of the, basically humanitarian catastrophe in its some of its cities because of the outage of energy, heating, and electricity. But they still hold the front line and hope for a miracle to happen, that Russia somehow runs out of steam and though its economy collapses, and then they wouldn't need to give up. And Russia, on the other hand, is feeling confident that Ukraine is on the ropes, and if it continues the way it's going now, sooner or later, or sooner in Moscow's mind, Ukraine will simply to have to accept whatever terms Moscow proposes. So there's absolutely no pressure on Moscow to agree to anything but its own kind of core demands.
Do you think that that would be, as you say, a miracle for Russia to run out of steam, for the economy to collapse? I mean, if an agreement can't be reached, which looks unlikely, how long will Russia be able to keep fighting in order to achieve those goals, which is taking over the remaining parts of the Donbass?
Well, nobody knows for sure, but I don't really see any reason for Russia to change for at least another year, or maybe much longer, in terms of its economy is not as doing great as in the last couple of years, but at the same time, it still have enough reserves, and it has enough capacity to carry on in terms of kind of military supplies and kind of essentials to provide. Similarly with kind of arms and weapons and so forth. Ukraine is much bigger question over Ukraine because, as I said, there is a very serious humanitarian crisis in Ukraine because of the hits on the infrastructure, energy and infrastructure by Russia. So yeah, if anything, if I had to bet, I would bet more kind of on Ukraine kind of crumbling and under the pressure than Russia at this stage.
And with recent news, we've seen Trump's renewed push to take Greenland, deepening divisions between the US and Europe over this board of peace. Do you think that this is working favorably, for Putin? And do you think he will be feeling like he has a somewhat stronger hand going into this meeting today?
Well, I think it's been building up not just because of Greenland or something happened in the last couple of weeks or couple of months, but over the broader trajectory. We're coming up to the 4th anniversary of the year. I mean, even if Russia's initial plan failed and it became much longer and more bloody a battle than it's ever anticipated, nevertheless, they're not giving up. And, after Ukraine's failed counteroffensive in the summer of 23, the initiative been with the Russians. Last year was the only first year that Ukraine didn't launch any major offensive of its own. So it's all been kind of one-way Russian initiative, capturing some key cities like Pokrovsk and Gulaipole and so forth. So Trump, in a sense, he comes in a time when things are settling in Russia's favor anyway, and he giving this additional push towards finding a deal on Russia's terms. But fundamentals of Russia's kind of winning this war of attrition against Ukraine and the West, because West is even before Trump there was a problem with securing more funding for Ukraine. The last under Biden, the passage of $60 billion, what was probably was the last one, regardless of who would have won the 2024 election. So, so in that sense, Trump is just capitalizing on what's already been in place, which is essentially a war going in Russia's favor, slowly, but nevertheless, direction is clear.
Alexander Titov, Russia Affairs analyst and lecturer at Queen's University Belfast. Thanks so much for your time.